Hi, I'm going to show you how to use a pressed powder foundation for a lighter coverage today. Since my last video I showed you how to get a medium to full coverage. And to use a lighter coverage we're going to need obviously our pressed powder foundation. This one is Powder Buff by Mark in shade Medium 7. And as I mentioned in the other video, this is darker than my skin tone, I do know that. I was tanner when I ordered this, but it's still darker than I should have ordered, and I didn't realize it for a while. So use this for a lighter coverage. We're going to actually be using a brush, like a big fluffy brush that is rounded. Now you can use one with a handle or a kabuki brush like this. I'm going to use this kabuki brush because I just love that it's really big and I can get all over my face with it. Now before I actually start to use the pressed powder, for me I have a few dark spots and scars from previous acne or blemishes that I'm going to cover up with concealer. Use my concealer brush and just dip it in a concealer color since it's a lot lighter than my natural tone. And we're going to just put it in every single spot, like right here. We're going to put it here. Every spot that I just want to cover, I'm going to put the concealer at. Yeah, it's going to look a little bit crazy. I also like to do around my mouth too because it tends to be darker. So, right here. For the little red spots that I have right here, I'm going to actually use a little bit of this little green concealer, but I'm going to put it on my finger because the brush is filled with the other color, and that's going to help neutralize the redness that I'm having on my nose. Here. Okay, so when your face is covered with spots like mine of concealer, then you're ready to use your pressed powder. And how we're going to do this is I'm going to take my kabuki brush, and remember a rounded one so that it lightly dusts, and I'm just going to swirl it in here, and it's going to have a lot on here. So we're going to tap it to get any excess off because like I said, we're doing a light coverage. And then I'm just going to buff it in on my face like this. And because this is round, it's just going to lightly dust everything on my face, but it's also going to blend that concealer in that we just added. But we have to have the concealer added in first. Otherwise it would just stick out, so that's why we need to do that. And I'm going to lightly dust my forehead because my forehead is actually darker than the rest of my face anyway. Because this color I said was darker to bring it to my neck so that it doesn't look like such a dramatic difference. Well, that is actually it. You would be done for your powder foundation because all we had to do is put in the concealer on the spots that we wanted to cover, and then once we covered those, just add the powder foundation with the kabuki brush. The kabuki brush lightly dusts everything on, and since it's big, it's really easy. And you can go on to do your eye makeup, to put on blush, whatever else you wanted to do, but for this part we would be done. And this light finish is very good for summertime and for those who don't have too much scarring on their faces or too much acne that they need to cover, but they do want to, you know, just kind of even out their skin tone but be able to be outside in the summer, because when you sweat and you have oil, the liquid makeups are really not as nice for that, especially if you already do have oily skin such as myself. So that's what this is great for, and I'm going to leave a link below to my Mark store if you wanted to buy the powder buff, or if you wanted to buy the concealer brush. My Mark store, you can go through there, elizabethberry.mymarkstore.com, and order it from there. And remember to use the code WELCOME on your first order to get free shipping. Wait, and leave comments about what you want to see next. If you like these makeup tutorials, if they're helpful, if you want me to do anything special in any of them. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.